In this video, I'm going to cover something that hardly anyone talks about when teaching garden design, but it may completely change the way you look at your yard. Because if you've ever bought plants you liked, made improvements, moved things around, and still felt like something wasn't quite right, this may be the missing piece. Most homeowners try to solve their yard one plant, one flower bed, and one project at a time. But without one clear decision guiding all of those choices, even good ideas can leave a yard feeling random, unfinished, or like it never quite comes together. That missing decision is your garden's design direction. And by the end of this video, I'm going to help you identify yours. But first, look at these 4 yards. They all belong to the exact same house. The size of the property hasn't changed. The driveway, front walkway, windows, and front door are all in the same places. But the way each yard feels is completely different. One feels calm, orderly, and structured. One feels colorful, full, and welcoming. One feels simple, clean, and intentional. And one feels soft, natural, and relaxed. None of these yards is automatically better than the others, but there's a good chance that one of them immediately feels more like you. And that reaction is important. Because garden style is not simply a label like cottage, traditional, or modern. Garden style is the set of rules that helps all the separate parts of your yard feel like they belong together. It influences the shapes of your flower beds, the amount of color you use, how closely plants are spaced, whether plants are clipped and controlled or allowed to grow more loosely. It affects the materials you choose, how much open space you leave, and even the way you maintain the yard. And when those choices all point in a similar direction, the yard begins to feel cohesive. But when every choice points somewhere different, the yard can feel confusing, even when many of the individual plants and features are attractive. This is how it usually happens. You see a flowering plant you like at the nursery, so you bring it home. Later, you find a planter you like. Then you add a shrub because you need to fill an empty corner. You see a garden online and borrow an idea from that. Then you inherit a few plants from a neighbor. Nothing is necessarily wrong with any one of those decisions, but over time, you may end up with cottage flowers, formal shrubs, tropical foliage, modern containers, rustic decorations, and natural meadow grasses all competing for attention. The problem isn't that you chose bad things. The problem is that no single idea is in charge. So let's make this much easier. Most residential gardens lean toward one of 4 basic design directions. The first is structured and traditional. This style feels calm, orderly, established, and polished. You'll often see clearly defined bed edges, repeating shrubs, balanced shapes, and plants that hold a recognizable form. There may be symmetry around the front door, or matching plants used on both sides of a walkway. The color palette is often more controlled, and evergreen shrubs may provide structure throughout the year. If you regularly describe your ideal yard as tidy, finished, calm, or organized, this may be the direction that feels most natural to you. But structured does not have to mean stiff. A traditional garden can still include flowers, softness, and personality. The important part is that the underlying structure remains clear. The second direction is cottage and colorful. This garden feels full, layered, welcoming, and expressive. Instead of relying on a few tightly shaped shrubs, it often uses overlapping layers of perennials, flowering shrubs, herbs, and ornamental grasses. There may be more seasonal color, curved flower beds, and plants growing closer together. If you want your garden to feel abundant, charming, or filled with life, you may naturally lean in this direction. But here is where cottage gardens can go wrong. Cottage style does not mean placing every flower you like into the same bed. The most successful cottage gardens still use repetition. They repeat colors, plant shapes, and groups of the same plants so the garden feels full without feeling random. The third direction is modern and simple. This garden feels clean, quiet, open, and intentional. It usually uses fewer plant varieties, but repeats them more strongly. Instead of 10 different plants used once, you might see 2 or 3 plants used in larger groups. The bed shapes may be simpler. The materials may be more consistent. And there is often more open space, allowing individual forms to stand out. If you find yourself drawn to calm spaces, limited color palettes, clean lines, and fewer visual distractions, this may be the right direction for you. And a modern garden does not require an expensive modern house. An ordinary suburban yard can feel more modern simply by reducing the number of competing ideas and using repetition more deliberately. The fourth direction is naturalistic and relaxed. This garden feels soft, immersive, informal, and connected to nature. Plants may be arranged in loose drifts instead of rigid rows. Grasses and perennials may move in the wind. The garden may change more noticeably throughout the seasons, and seed heads may remain through winter. If you want the yard to feel peaceful, alive, wildlife-friendly, or less controlled, you may lean toward this style. But naturalistic does not mean neglected. One of the best ways to make loose planting feel intentional is to place it beside something clearly maintained. A crisp lawn edge, a simple path, a defined patio, or a clean border tells your eye that the softness is deliberate. So those are the 4 basic directions: structured, colorful, simple, and natural. But choosing one of those is only the beginning, because your ideal yard is not determined by style alone. You also need to decide how you want the space to feel. Do you want it to feel calm, colorful, polished, soft, lush, private? 2 homeowners may both like naturalistic gardens, but one may want an open meadow feeling, while the other wants a lush, private retreat. 2 people may both prefer a traditional yard, but one wants it to feel formal and symmetrical, while the other wants it polished, but still comfortable and welcoming. That desired feeling helps personalize the style. And then there is one more piece: what the yard needs to do for you. Maybe it needs to remain low maintenance. Maybe it needs to support pollinators. Maybe privacy is the priority. Maybe you need open space for children or pets. Maybe you need to improve the yard slowly on a modest budget. These are practical requirements, not necessarily garden styles. A pollinator-friendly garden can be cottage, modern, traditional, or naturalistic. A low-maintenance garden can also follow any of those directions. So instead of searching for one perfect label, use this simple formula. Choose a base style, choose a desired feeling, and choose your most important practical requirement. For example, you might want a structured garden that feels lush and provides privacy. You might want a cottage garden that feels colorful and supports pollinators. You might want a modern garden that feels calm and remains low maintenance. Or you might want a naturalistic garden that feels soft but still has enough structure to look intentional. That one sentence becomes your design direction. And once you have it, many of the decisions that used to feel confusing become much easier. Suppose your direction is a simple garden that feels calm and remains low maintenance. At the nursery, you may be attracted to 15 different plants, but your design direction reminds you that you'll probably be happier choosing a smaller number and repeating them in larger groups. Or suppose your direction is a colorful cottage garden that still feels organized. You can include plenty of flowers, but you may limit the color palette, repeat several key plants, and use clean bed edges to keep the fullness under control. Your design direction does not tell you that you can only like one kind of garden. Most of us like elements from several different styles. The goal is not to follow one style perfectly. The goal is to make sure one clear idea remains in charge. A useful approach is to choose one dominant direction, then allow a second style to influence it. You might prefer a cottage garden with some traditional structure, a modern garden with naturalistic planting, or a traditional yard softened with cottage color. The secondary influence adds personality, but the dominant direction keeps the garden from becoming a collection of unrelated ideas. So here's a quick exercise you can do right now. First, choose the direction that feels closest to you: structured and traditional, cottage and colorful, modern and simple, or naturalistic and relaxed. Next, choose the feeling you want most: calm, colorful, polished, soft, lush, or private. Then add your most important practical requirement: low maintenance, pollinator friendly, pet friendly, budget conscious, good for entertaining, or whatever matters most in your yard. Put those 3 ideas into one sentence. I want my yard to feel blank with a mostly blank design direction while still being blank. That sentence does not need to sound elegant. It only needs to give you a clear direction. Then, before buying another plant or beginning another project, ask 3 questions. Does this choice support the style I'm creating? Does it help create the feeling I want? And does it fit the way I realistically use and maintain my yard? If the answer is no to 2 of those 3 questions, it probably doesn't belong. The reason this matters so much is that your yard may not actually have 10 separate problems. The plants may not be the real problem. The bed shapes may not be the real problem. And the missing color, privacy, or structure may not be completely separate issues. They may all be symptoms of the same thing. The yard has never been given one clear direction. Once you understand what you are trying to create, you can stop collecting disconnected ideas and begin building a yard that feels like one complete space. Well, there you have it. I hope this video was able to help you see your yard in a new way and possibly clear up some of the confusion on why it's not coming together the way that appeals to you the most. As always, keep learning, keep growing, and keep getting your hands dirty. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Garden Guru, download my free garden clarity guides at the link below, and I'll see you in the next one.